I've been involved with RAPS since about 1994 and 1995 because RAPS Convergence was my very first professional conference. And I still remember the thrill of having the opportunity of networking with other regulatory affairs professionals, industry experts, and health authority representatives. And as a new professional, that first conference was a fantastic opportunity to learn, and it was just so wonderful to see so many peers in one location. And my involvement has changed over the years as I've moved through my varied career. I've always been an on-off member to RAPS due to changes in my roles and changes in employers. But I can say that wherever I've worked, I've always pushed and championed the ways in which RAPS can play in creating, and educating, and sustaining regulatory teams to become more successful within organizations. And over the past few years, I've become more involved with many varied regulatory affairs professional associations. I've created webcasts, I've spoken at conferences, I've chaired committees, and I've mentored young professionals. My last volunteer role with RAPS was supporting the European Convergence Committee, during which I met the fantastic team that I'm working with now. Before I joined RAPS, I had a bit of I guess what you could say is I've had a very unusual working career. I've worked in different industries, innovative pharmaceuticals, sterile generics, combination products, medical devices, OTC drugs, cosmetics. I've even worked for a software company creating platforms dedicated to support regulatory information databases. And which roles I really enjoyed? Well, I think I'm really lucky that I can honestly say that I've enjoyed all of my roles because each one was very different from the next. And many of my roles were created just for me, so I didn't have to fill anybody else's shoes. So this allowed me to create my own processes and systems, which meant that I could make mistakes to learn from and also bring new ideas to the table. And having such a diverse professional background has provided me with different diverse examples from which I can employ for different possible solutions. Firstly, I like to say that I am indeed honored to have become RAP's first European staff member. Well, it was one of those times when I was having a very neutral, just an aside conversation, which then coalesced into a possible approach to opening the door for me to fill this role. And I have to tell you, as soon as I read the job description, I knew I was the right person to take on this new challenge. My role is to support the RAPS global team in order to build insights to maximize our engagement with health industry regulatory professionals that are based within Europe and beyond. So I facilitate the development and implementation of the strategies for RAPS involvement, including partnerships with the European regulatory agencies, other regulatory professional educational activities, and additional outreach programs, and also our RAPS chapter and LEG events. I'm also here to promote diversity and inclusion by encouraging global participation within the RAPS community. Well, basically just to wave the RAPS flag across Europe as someone available for queries and questions and to support our growing membership. And hopefully anyone listening or reading this interview, please feel free to contact me. Something that all of us need to remember is that European regulatory affairs is not a completely single entity. I mean, yes, we have the European Commission and the European Medicines Agency. However, each one of the 44 European countries maintain their own subset of laws and regulations and guidelines to which the pharmaceutical and medtech industries must adhere to. And not to mention that there are 24 official languages to contend with for labeling and marketing translations. And I have to say this as a special note that the United Kingdom is still in Europe. It's just not under the aegis of the European Union. So, yes, we are now treated as a third country, the same as the US or Australia. But then there's the Northern Ireland Protocol. So I'm just going to stop right there because, yes, it's complicated. And I'll leave that for a deeper discussion on that topic for another time. In my opinion, one of the biggest challenges facing all regulatory professionals, Europe, North America, China, Brazil, everywhere, is this mandatory need for creating, analyzing, maintaining, submitting, and archiving all of disparate data to successfully obtain and maintain marketing approval. Another challenge is the lack of a harmonized approach from the global health authorities to drug and device approvals, because this lack of harmonization drives the increase in data management. And not only do we have to contend with an increase in data, the absence of harmonization, but also a shortage of concrete guidance and clarity of these unharmonized approaches to gaining marketing approvals. So there are a lot of those who believe the healthcare innovation will stagnate in Europe due to the increased regulatory burden. But of course, for all of us as key stakeholders, the primary goal is to assure that safe and effective health-enhancing products are available to those who need them, the patients and the healthcare professionals. So RAPS provides a neutral platform for regulators, industry, healthcare professionals, and most importantly, patient advocates to be able to share their thoughts and opinions, to build relationships in order to try and help solve these challenges that will ultimately affect all of us. And we believe empowerment of regulated professionals is one of the keys to breaking down some of these obstacles to marketing success. I can talk about this for a long time. I like eating and traveling. I'm a bona fide foodie. I love to cook. I like to try new recipes and, of course, eat. At one point in my household, we had over 250 cookbooks. But now with the availability of the internet, we've pared the library down to about 80. I love the cuisines of the world, so please don't ask me to choose a favorite. I like everything. And with that, traveling, I've now visited 52 countries via either work or holiday. And even this February, I'll add another to the list when I go to Riga in Latvia. I like to eat local, talk to people, people in the local food markets, restaurateurs, because, I mean, we need to eat to survive. So why not eat the very best of each region has to offer and enjoy every single morsel.